Okay, we'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. Is the mic working? Okay, if everyone could stand, and Magistrate Humphrey will lead us in invocation, and we'll continue to stand for the pledge.
Let us pray. Most gracious and Heavenly Father, we thank you for this wonderful day that you have given us. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to be here tonight. We ask you to be with us tonight, making decisions for the county. We ask you to be with our country as we're going through some trying times. Be with the leaders, guide them accordingly.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. Jen, if I can have you call roll.
Magistrate Humphrey.
Present.
Magistrate Fuller.
Present.
Magistrate Rose.
Present.
Judge Fiscal.
Present. Our first order on is I need a motion to open up for a public hearing regarding the discontinuance of a portion of Lake Road, which is road number 041 CR-1055B.
Make a motion to go into a public hearing in regards to the discontinuance of a portion of Lake Road.
I'll second.
A motion made by Magistrate Riley, a second by Magistrate Humphrey. All in favor saying aye.
Aye.
Appears all in favor, motion carries. Is anyone here pertaining to Lake Road for a public hearing to speak for or against? If not, I'll lay out a little bit of the facts again on this before, because we're going to have a first reading down on the agenda on this. Several qualifications are required to proceed on with the closure of the road, and just the basis of it is a property owner at the end of Lake Road has bought all the property at the end and also up alongside the left side as you're going down Lake Road. He came to me to request closing off the end of that portion, which is 92 feet. The overall length of the road is, get it right here, overall length of Lake Road is 876.48 feet. He's asked to remove the 90 feet, which is the start of his property line, which remains 784.48 feet, is what would be left of the portion that would be managed by the county. A little bit of background on legalities of it. We posted a legal notice in the Grant County News. It came out April 9th. That we were going to have this public hearing, and then also under the statute, I went out on April 13, 2026, and posted in 3 locations within 1 mile of the legal notice of the property and the roadway that's being discussed. The next step was, if you all recall at the last meeting, we appointed Carl Jackson Jr., Gary Bowling, who's has served on our board before on discontinuance of roads, and along with them this time was Joe Gordon, our county road supervisor. So they presented a report to the court, report regarding discontinuance of portion of Lake Road. This report is made pursuant to KRS 178.070, wherein, undersigned, were appointed to view the portion of Lake Road, Dry Ridge, Kentucky, Grant County, specifically the portion beginning where Lake Road 041 CR 1055B enters real property owned by AKZ Property Trust. It lists the PIN number of the location of the property and runs for approximately 92 feet, terminating in a cul-de-sac, all which lies completely within the applicant's real property. The undersigned viewed this portion of Lake Road and are proposed to discontinue on April 15, 2026, based on the observation and undersign and giving the current state of the Lake Road, and that the lack of any use of the proposed portion of Lake Road for any road traffic for a number of years, the undersigned report that there will be no inconvenience which would result in the discontinuance of the proposed portion of the road as described. And it's signed by Carl Jackson Jr., Gary Bowling, along with Joe Gordon. And that's their recommendations to the court, that they see no reason not to close that 92-foot at the end. Our road supervisor, Joe Gordon's present with us. If you all have any questions for him, but what's going to happen is at the end of that road, before the 92-foot starts, they're going to cut in a turnaround, which will allow garbage trucks, the road department, and anyone else out servicing the road, and even the public, to have a turnaround prior to entering that property. Does anyone have any questions for myself or Joe Gordon?
No.
If not, being that there's no one here to appear as opposing or the property portion of Lake Road of the closure, I'll go ahead and ask for a motion to close the public hearing.
So move.
I second.
That motion made by Magistrate Riley, a second by Magistrate Codar. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Appears all in favor, motion carries. We're now out of the public hearing. Moving on down to item 6, approval of the regular meeting minutes for April 7th, 2026.
I'll make a motion to approve the regular meeting minutes from April 7th, 2026 as written.
I second.
Motion made by Magistrate Humphrey, second by Magistrate Codar. All in favor saying aye.
Aye.
Appears all in favor, motion carries. Moving down to item 7, fiscal matters. 7A is approval of the claims on the general fund, road fund, and jail fund, along with all transfers presented dated April 21st, 2026. And I believe, Magistrate Humphrey, you had a alteration to a transfer.
A modification.
Yes,
for as needed.
modify it from the full amount to as needed.
For the
Okay.
interlocal, or the inter-budget transfer for the jail.
Okay.
I make a motion to approve the claims on the general fund, road fund, jail fund with the modification on the inter-budget transfer as needed, along with the full transfers presented today's date, August 21st, 2026.
I'll second.
April. Did I say August?
Well, actually, you made the motion.
Did you?
So,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
yes.
Then I will second it.
Magistrate Humphrey made the motion. Magistrate Riley second. All in favor by saying aye.
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 Appears all in favor, motion carries. Yeah, there's a transfer that the county treasurer made that would get it to the end of the fiscal year, and they've requested and made the motion that it just transfers as needed, since we have several court meetings prior to the end of the fiscal year.
Instead of doing one large one that would see out the inter-budget from transfer from reserve and or other line items, do it as needed instead of doing one large lump sum to see out the next, month and a half, 2 months until the fiscal calendar year's over. We do it as needed.
We do it as needed instead of doing.
Usually, it was towards the end of the fiscal year, and she was wanting to do the complete transfer, and they're just recommending to do it as needed.
No.
No,
No.
that's what I'm
That's
saying.
what
It will
we
not be.
Okay, this is actually two different types of transfers.
Correct.
The transfer that you're probably talking about is from the general fund, which is your actual dollars, to the jail fund. Okay, that is not the transfer we're talking about. This has to do within the budget and amends the budget that would take it from other line items to put it into the salaries line, because they're going to be short on the salaries line. No, there's two different types of transfers.
Yes, that's correct. This particular one, Debbie, you would not typically see in this manner until closer to the fiscal year end. And this is for inner line items in the same budget. And what was presented was to say, hey, I want all of this money to be transferred now, and I call it like in the same budget to see out to the end of the year. And we're saying, hey, let's do it as needed. Let's not do a lump sum that gets us to June 30th. Let's do as needed because we meet. We've got, 6 more meetings till the end of the fiscal year.
Yes. Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, but you got to remember that this is related to budget only. There's no dollar transfers that's taking place. Okay, all right. Yeah.
Yeah, normally we don't do line transfers till the end of the fiscal years, and these are in-line transfers. It's in that jail budget. So, yeah, at the end of the day, it's all going to be the same. It's just that, yes. Yes.
As the need.
Okay, so we voted on it. I had a first by Magistrate Humphrey, second by Magistrate Riley.
It was all in favor.
All in favor, yes. Okay, moving down to item B, appointment to Reese Kennedy, the Grant County Road Parks seasonal labor, retroactive April 6, 2026, and these are our seasonal mowers. That's Grant County Parks, along with what's the whole Grant County Park system. So they mow at other locations.
I make a motion to appoint Reese Kennedy to Grant County Parks seasonal labor, retroactive April 6, 2026.
I second.
That motion made by Magistrate Riley, a second by Magistrate Coldarn. All in favor saying aye.
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 Appears all in favor, motion carries. Moving down to appointment, this is actually his cousin, it's not a brother, but appointment of Owen Kennedy, Grant County Parks seasonal labor, retroactive April 6, 2026. And these boys are still in high school, so they're mowing after school and during the summer.
I make a motion to appoint Owen Kennedy to serve as a seasonal parks laborer, retroactive to April 6, 2026.
I'll second.
That motion made by Magistrate Coldarn, second by Magistrate Humphrey. All in favor saying aye.
Aye.
Appears all in favor, motion carries. Then you have approving the recommendations of the bid committee for the Grant County Road Department, material supplies fiscal year 2026 and 2027. Okay, so the bids closed out Friday at 4 o'clock. The committee met. It was Shauna Coldarn, Jenna Alsop, along with Joe Gordon, road supervisor. You all have in front of you the bids on all the materials that we placed out. Top of the sheet is all the entities that mailed in their bids, the dates that we received them. They were all received by 4 o'clock on Friday. They were all sealed bids. So if you go to page 2, it looks like Eaton Asphalt is the one that came in with the lowest bid for their surface blacktop by the ton at $83 a ton. On their cold mix asphalt, it looks like Eaton Asphalt came in at the lowest bid of $160 a ton. Then on our base blacktop, it looks like that Wrigler was our lowest bid at $75 a ton. Now, when I mentioned this on Eaton Asphalt surface ton, Mago came in at $81 a ton, $2 cheaper, but that's getting out of the Lockport plant. Which, what is the distance of that, Joe? That's 40-minute drive. So would like to try to do business with Mago. They've got good materials, but it's not feasible for the $2 for us to transport that blacktop for it. So does anyone have any questions? If not, I'd recommend that we award Eaton Asphalt out at $83 a ton for the surface, Wriggler at $75 a ton for their base mix, and then $160 from Eaton Asphalt for their cold mix. Now,
Can I ask a clarity on Wriggler? What does it really mean financially on the sentence, materials will be adjusted monthly? Like,
fuel cost,
uh,
for the manufacturing of the materials,
but would we expect the others to do that too?
they normally do
Okay.
adjust.
Okay. Okay, so Eaton for the hot, Wriggler, or
Eaton for the surface.
surface, yes, that's what I meant, surface, and then the base for Wriggler.
And I don't think, even with an adjustment, if you look, Eaton Asphalt, our next closest location, is $90 a ton. So even if they did go up, we're talking about quite a bit.
Okay.
And then if you noticed under Wriggler, under the DGA, by the ton's $15, that's the crushed concrete, that we would award that out to Wriggler. Joe, does that sound correct? Yeah, but on the bids for the asphalt and everything? Okay. And then moving down to salt, we received 2 bids from Morton Salt and Kim Crupper. Morton Salt is a 20-ton minimum truck delivery at $35.26 a ton, and Kim Crupper came in to next day delivery, and he's at $130.65 a ton. So he's almost $5 a ton less on delivered salt. So I recommend we go with Kim Crupper on the salt bid. Kim's been delivering to us for years, and he's very quick, other than the hurdles we ran into this year. But it wasn't an issue with Crupper Trucking. It was an issue across the Commonwealth with trying to get salt. Moving down to fuel, we have Valor Oil, who sent in a bid, and normally World Fuel Services, Liking Energy Solutions, normally send in a bid. We didn't receive a bid from them, but on both of these, we always call them the day of for price of fuel. So I recommend that we continue to call in, and that's what they're bidding on, is basically call in day of deliveries. And that's the way we've done it, Jenna. And then it looks like our last one is we received this year Civilcon, and this is the company that's actually doing our bridge work for us. They sent in a pretty large packet of materials that they sell, and I would just ask the court, there's quite a bit of materials in there that we don't use, but that we could follow their pricing on items that we may need to use based off what they sent us in.
And you just call and request it as
Yes.
The,
Where's pickup?
And it's sort of culverts.
yeah.
What's some of the other things that you would get from them, Joe? Okay. Sean, is there anything I missed?
Did you?
Oh, the stone. I'm sorry.
Stones, yeah.
So the only bid we received on the stone was from Kim Crupper, and this is on the price of stone delivered. So we have the number 11 cleans, $31. Number 9 stone clean, $31. Number 8 stone clean, $31. And this is a ton. Dense grade stone, $25.75. Natural sand, $17.75. Number 4 stone, $29.70. Number 2 stone, $28.65. Number 57 stones, $29.70. Number 304 stones, $28.90. Channel liner 2 is $31.75 a ton. Channel liner 3 is $44.79 a ton. And number 6 stone is $34.70 a ton. If no one has any questions, I recommend that we go with Kim Crupper on our stone delivery.
Thank you to the bid committee for gathering all the details in an organized fashion.
Anyone have any other questions? None. I need to approve the motion to recommend the bids from the bid committee.
I make a motion to approve the stone from Kim Crupper, the hot mix surface from Eaton Asphalt, the base ton hot mix asphalt from Wriggler, the salt next day delivery from Kim Crupper, fuel to be called in the day of deliveries as recommended by the bid committee.
I'll second.
Can I modify that?
Yeah.
And the request of Civil Con listing of various materials that may need to be ordered upon request.
Yes.
About forgot that.
So we have a motion made by Magistrate Riley and second by Magistrate Humphrey. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Appears all in favor, motion carries. Okay, our next item will be a first reading of ordinance number 0005-2026-0297. It's the discontinuance of portion of Lake Road 041 CR-1055B. And we just had our public hearing on that. And basically the ordinance, and I'll just read a brief portion of it, is that under statutory requirements, Chapter 178 has been met regarding the discontinuance of portion of Lake Road, Dry Ridge, Kentucky, Grant County, specifically the portion beginning from Lake Road, entering real property owned by AKZ Property Trust. It's said PIN number and runs approximately 22 feet, terminating in a cul-de-sac, all of which lies completely within the real property. So if anyone wants to see the complete ordinance, everyone here would have received that in their packets, but we'll have it at the judge exec's office if someone wants to see the complete ordinance. And we'll have a second reading at our next court meeting. Our next item is a first reading of ordinance number 0006-2026-0298. It's an amendment to the occupational license tax. I'll read it in summary also. The only changes that's being made to the occupational tax reads as the ordinance herein amends and revised shall revise Section 3 occupational license tax payment required to decrease from the occupational license tax from the current 2.5% to 2.0%, whereas this will be effective and revised and amended. The ordinance will be on July 1, 2026 is when this would take effect. So that constitutes the amendment to the occupational tax. That ordinance as a whole would be in the judge exec's office for review. We've added on, if anyone noticed, item G, and that just came in this afternoon. I need to approve the resolution 2026-03. It's the County Road Aid Cooperative Program Agreement, allowing myself, Judge Exec Chuck Dills, to sign said agreement. You all have the agreement in front of you. As it reads, it looks like that we'll be receiving $1,064,255.35 from the state, and we participate in the emergency road aid funds. And if you see that the 3% was held out of that, which is $619,397. That's what the agreement says. The resolution in part reads, is resolution adopted and approving the execution of the Grant County Road Aid Cooperative Program between the Fiscal Court, Commonwealth of Kentucky Transportation Cabinet, Department of Rural Roads Municipal Aid for the fiscal year beginning July 1, 2026, as provided in the Kentucky Revised Statute, and accepting all roads and streets referred to therein as being part of the county road system. So I need a motion to approve the agreement, and then a motion. That motion will also cover for me to sign the resolution.
I make a motion to approve Resolution 2026-03, County Road Aid Cooperative Program Agreement, and permitting Judge Executive Chuck Dills to sign said agreement.
I will second.
And motion made by Magistrate Kolar, second by Magistrate Riley. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Appears all in favor, motion carries. Doesn't appear we have any old business nor new business. Well, under new business we do. We have a Sexual Assault Awareness and Prevention Month proclamation 2026. And if I could ask Magistrate Riley to read that proclamation.
2026 Sexual Assault Awareness and Prevention Month proclamation. Whereas Sexual Assault Awareness and Prevention Month is intended to draw attention to the fact that sexual violence is widespread and impacts every community member of the Commonwealth of Kentucky. And whereas sexual violence is a continuum of intolerable and violent crimes with public health implications for every person in the Commonwealth of Kentucky as a victim, survivor, or as a family member, significant other, neighbor, or coworker of a victim, survivor. And whereas, according to the CDC, Kentucky has high rates of sexual violence, such that 45.8% of Kentucky women and 30.2% of Kentucky men have experienced contact sexual violence, and young people in Kentucky are at a particular risk, with 14% of high school students reporting dating violence, and according to a federal report and a study by the CDC, survivors of sexual violence often suffer from a wide range of physical and mental health problems that can follow them for life, including depression, anxiety, chronic pain, heart disease, and more. And whereas, with leadership, dedication, and encouragement, there is evidence that we can be successful in preventing sexual violence and human trafficking in the Commonwealth through an increased education, awareness, and community involvement. And whereas Kentucky's regional rape crisis centers have led the way in the Commonwealth in addressing sexual violence by working to prevent sexual violence while providing a full array of services to those that have been affected by sexual violence. And last year, Kentucky's regional rape crisis centers responded to over 3,400 crisis calls and provided over 22,500 counseling sessions, performed over 4,700 advocacy services, and provided over 7,800 educational programs reaching 116,000 Kentuckians. And whereas Kentucky's regional rape crisis centers have set an important example of how foregoing collaborative relationships between service agencies, organizations, and community partners serves to improve the quality of service for those most profoundly and directly affected by sexual violence. And the Kentucky Rape Crisis Center Coalition, the Kentucky Association of Sexual Assault Programs, has reached its 36th year of speaking with a unified voice against sexual victimization. Now, therefore, Chuck Dills, Grant County Judge Executive, does hereby proclaim the month of April 2026 as Sexual Assault Awareness and Prevention Month, done in the County of Grant this day, the 21st day of April, in the year of our Lord, 2026, and in the 235th year of the Commonwealth.
Thank you. And we have a representative from the Ion Center. Anything you want to come up and say?
Could we just take a picture, though?
Yes, when the meeting's over, we will. And I want to thank you and the Ion Center for everything you do for our county. It doesn't go unnoticed. Okay, we'll move on down to reports. Judge's report, I don't have anything to really report on. Joe, I don't mean to put you in the spot. If you don't mind, can you come up and just touch base on what some of the projects going on? Yes.
You cut him off guard. He was
Yeah.
talking to Greg. You're in trouble?
And if no one's been down to see the Kiefer Lawrenceville Road Bridge completed, finished, it turned out very nice, so.
And they're getting ready to start Blacktop Kendall tomorrow. And then they got Lantern. And we're working tomorrow. We're working on putting the guardrail up on, we just fixed the slip on Sipple. So we're working on trying to get some guardrail tomorrow there for the
Okay.
pond. And a lot of ditching, trees, and hopefully we can get some more roads blacktop this year.
Okay.
Judge, I did want to acknowledge the crew. They had a little bit of a special project out Mason Cordova Road that was most recently paved. Some citizens had reached out in regards to improving visibility, and I just wanted to commend Joe and the crew because it was an awesome partnership with the folks that owned that property, that they were willing to allow us, not that they couldn't up to the 15-foot of center, but the amount of brush and trees that have been cleared, it is just pictures before and after don't do it justice as to the improved visibility. And it was a pretty thick project just because it was
It's
fully
definitely a
coverage. And so just wanted
safety
to,
improvement, and you all done a great job on it. And then the pull-off you all put in,
Yeah.
letting people pull off with the railroad tracks.
We need to find the tick spray for sure.
Yeah.
Joe, Langsdale Point.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty-
I got to go down there and look at it. They called about the cul-de-sac back there, and then
Yeah.
we need to get looked at getting some blacktop in there, but you're going to have to mill it down because it's got curb and gutter on it.
Right.
Right.
I just got another email on it from
Right.
them. I didn't forward it to you yet. I'll talk to you.
Yeah, we're going to have to look at that one for sure.
It's getting in bad shape.
We can go down there and I'm going to go down there and check that cul-de-sac, and he was worried about it deteriorating. We can dig up some spots, cut out some spots, and
What-
patch.
It's off of Alexander.
Okay, I was
Down
like,
near the lake.
guide me to where that is. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a little subdivision.
Well, and the other one they should be starting on is Carl DeMosco
Yeah.
paving. It's going to be starting on the front of Dry Ridge Mountain Zion Road, which is the city of Dry Ridge. I met with the city, and they met with Carl because we're doing some repairs right at the city-county line where that's settled and it's created a hump. Going to be fixing it. The city's met with him. They're going to be fixing a culvert issue and fixing some failure of pavement there.
Then the
And then also
Shawnee.
while they're out there, Shawnee Run, they'll be doing the whole entrance of Shawnee Run that's fell apart. So,
And we've got a bunch of ditching to do, for sure.
yeah.
It's already cutting season.
Right, and mowing's getting ready to begin. Bush cutting, mowing. Our bush cutters we've had some problems with, so we're working on them, but we're getting ready to get everything out here in a couple weeks, probably, maybe 3 weeks.
Well, Joe, thanks. Thanks for the job y'all doing. Moving down to Master's report. Roger, anything else to add?
No, nothing to report.
Shauna,
No, I don't have anything.
Jacqueline?
Good to go.
Okay, now we'll move on down to citizens' address. Anyone in the audience have anything to speak to before the court? Yes, Judy.
Is this road a cooperative program you're talking about?
It's basically that's what funds the road department. It's the funds from the fuel tax, vehicle tax, that funnels through the state, and then that money funnels from the state on allocation based off of how many miles of road we have, on funding our county roads. And this is not just paving roads, this is the operation, equipment that the road department uses, their salaries is all paid from that fund.
Okay, and I have two more questions. What is ION?
Ion, and she's here with us. It used to be the Women's Crisis Center. They rebranded several years ago because it's not just for women, it's for men also. So they're operating under a new name, the Ion Center. Did I get that right? Okay.
And one more thing, is there anything that you're gonna
Well, that'd be posted that it's Sexual Assault Awareness Month. And then obviously, with the help of the law enforcement here in the county and the ION Center, that's what they try to do is deal with those issues.
But are they going to schools and talking about this?
I'd be happy to answer your question. I'm Shalane, the director of the ION Center. So we are working on some pop-up vigils for some additional education and awareness at the Grant County Library. We do not go into the schools right now, but we do provide free education and training. We are actively participating in community meetings anywhere that someone will open their door to us and listen, and we have to go in and bend their ear about our free and confidential services that we offer. We do have an office that's here in the community inside of Community Action. We utilize that confidential space to try to help people with since it's a smaller county. Is there something that you'd like to see happen here in Grant County?
I just don't know if the people are even aware of this program around, and for somebody that doesn't have an ear to bend to, how do they find out?
Their number's posted in a lot of locations, their 800 number.
There's flyers downstairs. If you would allow me to walk downstairs with you after the meeting, I'd be happy to get you.
Sure.
Thank you.
Sure.
Anyone else? Debbie?
Okay, so just Debbie Angel, Grant County News. Let's see, the first one I had was, what was the, you said the road fund and all that? You said it was 1.63 something million?
Yes.
How much was that? I missed
1
it.
second, we'll let you know. Got the
I'll give you the exact amount here.
The other one was 619,397.
Okay, it is,
It's 1,064,255.35.
Okay, 164,255.
1064,255.35.
Okay, got it.
And then on the, most counties, I think most all counties, we allow them to hold to 3% for emergency aid, which they're holding for $619,397,000. Most of the time, we spend more than that. So it's, when they hold that in the emergency aid fund at the state level, that doesn't mean if we have emergency road slippages, all we're going to get is $619,000.
Right.
I mean, we've spent $1 million on road slippages when we got 600,000. And it's sort of like insurance, hoping the other counties are not using it, so it's all pulled together.
Right. Yep, yep. Okay, so I had a couple of questions, and it has to do with the, with dropping the occupational tax.
Yes.
So one of the questions I had was, so it sounds really good, because it sounds like maybe the budget is actually having an upswing here, that you can drop that down. My first question was, are the county employees going to be able to get like a raise that is more than like cost of living raise this year?
We're working on raises now as we're working on the budget.
So hopefully they'll get something that is substantial, not something that just kind of bumps them to the next tax bracket.
I don't feel comfortable, and I don't think substantial. I just don't.
Well,
feel
I'm
comfortable
talking about what I was just kind of asking about is, would hope it would be at least above the cost of living increases that we've had this year. That they could, could get.
CPI,
Yeah.
we're probably looking at the CPI.
Okay. Okay. I was just kind of curious about that.
I would say that would be. I just really couldn't comment on that. We're still trying to, the thing about it, you got to remember, if you give substantial raises, those don't go away. They will go up to the next year and the next year, and pretty soon you're caught in the same situation you are again now. So, to say, we're going to give the 2.7, no, I would not.
I mean, like the argument they had, I'm kind of falling back on what they
Yes.
were saying the other day, and they were basically indicating that they would rather see no decrease in the occupational tax and yet have a raise, because they wouldn't want to get a raise and then have to drop it, but, have to raise the occupational tax and have a net zero or less.
Yeah, and we're hoping not to have to raise it again either. That's why we feel now is the is based on what we're seeing coming in.
And
You know,
we're
we
wrapping
were-
up, Debbie, we're wrapping up the numbers of the budget, and then hopefully next week we'll have a caucus meeting,
Okay.
trying to go
Yes.
over and finalize everything next week.
Okay, that'd be great. The other question I had kind of goes back a few months when we were talking about the tire shredder, because I understand the tire shredder is down now
Yes.
because of electrical issues. And I know that you guys had gotten some money in, and I'm doing this directly from Grant County News, okay? It has nothing to do with me on the board and all that stuff. But I want to make that clear, okay? So there's no conflict here. But my question is, apparently now, instead of being $38,000 to repair it, it's now up to $53,000. But if it's not repaired, then we're probably looking at like $30,000 a year
Well,
to
it was
take care of the tire.
$40,000 to repair it.
Even that
Okay.
hasn't changed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was 40,000 repaired, then 15,000.
So that's 55.
And actually, I just received an email this afternoon from Tammy Jackson, who's in the building inspector's office, and she's also who we put full-time to help with administrative for solid waste. She has just sent me an email and a spreadsheet today, this afternoon, with all the options that we have. Fixing it, outsourcing the tires, and so on. So
Okay.
I haven't had a chance to go over it. I'll go over it in the morning, and I'll get that out to the managers for review.
Okay. I was going to say, is there any way that I could get a copy of that?
We haven't even got it.
No, but-
No, I don't mean right now. Not before you get it.
No.
Well, now, that might be a scoop,
Yeah.
guys.
No,
That might
she
be a good
just sent
scoop for me.
I had her working on that this week of trying to do comparisons for me to see some options. So she just emailed me. I'll get that to the managers for review
Okay.
and try to make some decisions on
And
it.
that'd be a part of, as we're doing these caucuses over the next couple weeks, that is part of the,
Okay, so you'll be discussing that during the caucuses and stuff.
Yeah.
So maybe I can get a copy then.
Yes.
Okay, good. I'm not trying to jump ahead of anybody. I'm just trying to stay up on everything.
We gotta look, Kentucky has 140 counties. We are the only county in the state that has a car shredder.
True. We also, that tire shredder has revenue that comes in, though, to the county. I mean, we don't have to pay for it.
Yeah, I have presented a spreadsheet to the 109 board on that,
Okay.
and it substantially, I don't think we've made money on it with the amount of revenue come in versus
That's-
what we've paid out.
That's something that you would need to take up with the board itself. Like I said, I'm coming from Grant County News here, and my understanding is that right now, if we didn't have that and we had to put that out, and then all of the permitting and everything, it's roughly, it's substantially a monthly cost that we would have to pay that we don't have to pay right now.
And that's the options that we'll be looking at.
Right?
Yeah, that's what
Right.
we're trying to look at and resolve.
Good. Well, I look forward to seeing that in the caucuses.
Okay.
All right? Thank you.
Anyone else? If no one else has anything before the court, I'll remind everyone our next regular meeting will be Tuesday, May 5th, 2026, 6 p.m. here at the courthouse. I need a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
I will second.
Motion made by Magistrate Codar, second by Magistrate Riley. All in favor saying aye.
Aye.
Here's all in favor. We're now adjourned. Thank you all for coming out.